everybody, this is Frogman and welcome back to Levitated. Last episode, we started working on building out the immersive engineering process for producing biodiesel so that we could run the diesel generators off of something that's going to be pretty much renewable for a while. It's kind of what I want to try to do as far as power is concerned for the majority of the base, is to try to keep a renewable power source going. That's the reason why we have this silly Enderman farm in the middle of the base. Well, there's a couple of reasons why the Enderman farm is here, but it's still the same old kind of thing. So we're going to continue on with that project. I've been doing a couple of things in between episodes. I was making some redstone because we were running out of redstone and all this other stuff. And I realized, I really need that power going on, because in order for us to be able to do a lot of stuff with the loop fabrication system and the simulation chambers from deep mob learning, we need a decent amount of RF a tick. Like, just in order to be able to make redstone over and over and over and over and over again is going to require at least 1,000 RF a tick to do it, to be able to run that witch data model with a certain amount of stuff here so that I can produce pristine witch matter. In order to be able to get the pristine witch matter anyway, you're going to have to be able to run that thing. Plus, along with that, we can use the overworldian matter that we're going to get for that to produce some of the other stuff that we have over there. So it is a kind of a neat mod, and it kind of actually had a silly idea where I'm sitting here thinking someone really needs to make a mod pack based off of just this mod for production of materials, because I think you can produce just about everything you need as far as stuff. So let's go back up to this little platform here where we have everything set up. We're kind of just idling right now because I let everything kind of fill up. I've actually run it quite a bit just to make sure that everything was working, and I don't remember if I had this in the last episode, but I did go ahead and knock down a basic cache just to kind of collect the wheat. We are going to be utilizing most of the food coming out of this system for other things. So this is probably going to grow at least another floor higher, another floor taller, because we're going to use the potatoes and the bread that we're going to derive from this little area as well down there to produce mana. And also eventually, which is the button? Is it this button? This button. And also eventually to run the culinary generator, likely to get the rainbow generator system up and running. So that we're going to eventually need to be able to do all of that stuff too. So this is going to kind of be a three-part system where we're going to use it to produce power for now to do other things. But we will also be using the excess to continue on other things. So we left off with getting the squeezer hooked up. It's got a bunch of seeds and it's making plenty of plant oil. And in this system as well, because this is I just want to say this is a valid lubricant that you can use on immersive engineering machines that have immersive petroleum set up that are capable of being able to be lubricated and sped up. This is a valid lubricant. So this is something you can do if you don't have oil or something else to be able to mess with. On this side, we have the potatoes. They're sitting over here. This is nice and full, and it is now nice and full of ethanol, and the center refinery is full of both ethanol and plant oil. We will be turning this on as soon as we are ready to, and it's going to be after we build, probably after we build both of these two generators. So I had a plan to initially use this space to run a generator off of that refinery down there, but the plan was foiled because of the fact that I could have sworn LPG here was capable of being run through the immersive engineering generators, which they cannot. That is really unfortunate because LPG is an amazing fuel for running through things. Just in a compression dynamo, just one bucket on a compression dynamo will make 2.5 million RF. One bucket. That's 600. I mean, once you max out a compression dynamo, that's 600 RF a tick for that much RF. So it's quite a bit of amount of stuff. There are ways of doing that. We may end up looking into it. Like I said, we can run the gasoline that comes out of that thing through one of these, and the gasoline, I don't know. Can we get the gasoline to show us? Gasoline will do 2 million RF a tick, or 2 million RF through the system. The thing is we have to figure out a way to get rid of the excess LPG that's going to come through there, and I really don't feel like burning it off or throwing it away or voiding it. It's not something I want to do. I may be able to do something with the plastic. We'll look at that later on, but for now, let's go ahead and start working on the silly little process that is going to be building 2 of these out. So we are going to be using this system to power the capacitors that are down there. However, this is going to be a secondary system. We're going to use some of the other more renewable processes like that to continuously keep the base running. This is going to be specifically for things like we need to be able to charge the capacitors up, or we need to be able to run some stuff very quickly or for a little while, because later on down the line, or I should say later on down the line, once we get some of this going, we're going to be able to do a few more things with the scanner mod, which I'm really looking forward to trying to mess around with. We're going to be able to build a biome scanner, and we're going to be able to build a scanner queue. The scanner queue is a very interesting block because of the fact that it will allow you to queue up chunks in the surrounding area and just let the thing tell the terrain scanner what to do without having to continuously move the terrain scanner from chunk to chunk to chunk to chunk to chunk. You can just have this thing tell it what to do. So the problem is eventually the cost of being able to do chunks further and further and further away from you gets really expensive on the RF. So you need to be able to make a decent amount of RF. But love jabbering and labbering and slabbering around. Let's go ahead and get a couple of these guys laid down. I will probably try to go ahead and at least build one on camera, and then we will go ahead and get it running, because we need it to take over we need it to take over a few things, because I need to be able to light some more of our machines up and get things running. So let's see. This should fit in this area. It's a 5x3 machine, and this is a 9x9. Or I think it's a 9x9. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. We need to have it about right there, I think. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay. Very simple, easy machine to construct. And I know I mentioned something about the ability to mirror immersive engineering machines. Put this in this corner so that it's always on. Thank you very much. This is another one of the machines you can mirror, so that if you want the redstone control block to face a specific direction, you can, because that's the only block in the entire machine that changes. So we want the redstone control in the center so that I can activate it via a single machine. So we're going to have another generator right here. That way I have a single block space that I can activate or deactivate the redstone control, because we are probably... Oh, nuts. Did I accidentally do what I think I did? Yes, I did. Magnet picked it up. Thank you very much. I have to remember to be careful about the pipe. Don't touch the pipe with... I'm not doing this correctly either. What are you doing? Hey, quit talking. Wrong block. Heavy engineering block. I do want to be able to work through and hook up a redstone control system to be able to try to maintain a certain amount of RF in the system, even though, as I have tested a couple of times, the generators in the immersive engineering generators, especially this one, normally are set to always run no matter whether or not there's a load needed on the system or not. So if there's a load on the system, the generator will run no matter what. Whereas in this pack, this has been set to only run as there is a draw or a load. So there is our nice, cool little diesel generator. We made tons and tons of these things in a pack not all that long ago, but that's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead, hook him up, and get the... No, I don't want that. We're going to go ahead and hook the fluid pipe up to it. I really should have thought about how I did this. Once again, it's kind of one of those, I just hang things up and do things everywhere. So we're going to... I would run it through the floor, but I really don't feel like doing the scaffolding mess right now. I need to go get some stuff to do that. So let's just hang it from the ceiling, or at least the air. Is that high enough to clear this one? I don't think so. Let's go ahead one more block. And then I got to get up on here for now. And I think I can do this. No, I can't. Nuts. Be good if I'd quit misclicking. Can we reach? Can we reach? Yes, okay. Yeah, that was high enough. Good deal. All right, and then I'm going to just bring that down across the back and into right there. All right, cool. That will let us be able to hook both of them up with the same pipe, and then we should be able to go. So I went ahead and made a flux plug and a flux point. The flux plug for this end is going to be in between these two nuts. I didn't want to do it that way. I didn't want to do it that way. Down one. There we go. Because we're going to have two generators, I want the plug about right there so that I can then just peel the power off of this one right there and put it into this plug. So again, we have a generator network set up with 0 transfer limit. We don't, well, I mean, that's more than these things are ever going to make. There is a point that is plugged into our capacitor down there for the current section in time being. So the last thing I need to do here is I need to go ahead and run some power over here to this thing, which I don't know where I want to do. I guess it doesn't really matter. Either side is either side at this point. So let's go see about doing this. Let's see. I guess that's probably about the either way. Doesn't really matter where it's going to come from. What I have actually planned on doing is one of these generators is going to go down there, and then we're going to put another generator in the system, possibly over here. That will then run this whole network by itself. But for now, let's get it plugged in. And there it goes. Alrighty then, so that should start making diesel fuel, and the diesel fuel for a single diesel generator is loud and annoying, and we'll turn that down a little bit. Thank you very much. This whole thing should be able to run that with excess. No problem, should be able to run that with excess. It's going to take it a little while to fill that generator up with fuel, but it should be able to maintain at least this guy. So let me do this for now and let it run and fill this up. So this should, as an these have a, I forget how many different, how much it holds, but it holds quite a bit of fuel. So we'll let that run for a little while. We do not need it running right now. So I think the other thing is, do I really want to hook the other one up right now? Probably. You know what? We can just go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and build this up. We're going to let this guy go ahead and do what it needs to do, and I will be back with you guys once I get that done. Okay, he's built, he's hooked in, they both work. Got this set up just for the moment. We're going to need to do a little bit of actual redstoning, I do believe, and I don't know how I want to do it, but they do work when I shut them off. So actually this one's going to sit here and idle and keep this system running, and notice how this one is off. Holy moly, is it loud. I guess it is what it is. But if you notice that this one is the one that's running, if I turn them on, they go boop, and then it shuts off. It's because this one doesn't see a need to be running at this point in time. That's not how I want it to work. I want these to only run when we have a system down at the main section down there where we need it. I want to run the base off of this thing and any other kinds of fuels that we may play with. It's like, say, we may end up playing a little bit with the LPG that's coming off of that refinery, but it's going to require us to use fuel generators or fuel burning generators of things and stuff like that. So let's go play with the next little bit. Let's make this kind of somewhat automated. I'm going to need a, what is it, power meter, power thingy majigger, whatever it is. Where is it? Power monitor. We need to be able to make one of these, which means I need to make a bunch of conductive iron and a few other things. So we need to go ahead and hit that button, and this one is going to be an industrial machine chassis, which is all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead, I guess. Let's see if we can't get most of this crafted. That is what? I forget exactly. It's just redstone and that. So 1, 2, 1, 2. No, iron. No, it's lead. Iron. Let's put that in the alloy smelter. Go. You should work there. Okay. Can I craft one of those machine chassis? I bet I don't have any of the circuits anymore, do I? I have one. Excellent. Cool. I need to make a bunch of those. I cannot wait to automate that mess. We're going to automate that probably here in a little while because we need to start working on the system above our heads. So let me see. Chassis. Chassis, 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 chassis. That one can we make? We can. I need some dye blend. Industrial dye blend. And I need some of the stone burnt. Correct? Stone burnt. Excellent. All right, cool. Let's go toss that in the machine over here since it's still functional. Blunk. Get in there, please. These don't take very long. I still need to upgrade this stuff too, but whatever. Come on. Actually, I should say it doesn't take very long. Why is it being slow? Because I only have 3 in there. One more. Bloop, thank you. Awesome. Run over here, pick up the stuff. I think we're probably also going to need electrical steel. I want this as well because we're going to need this. And let me see. So power meter, you need a set of those. We need to make sure, let's just do a quick check. We do need some more electrical steel, which means I need to make all of that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff crafted, guys, now that I realize I've got a whole pile of stuff to make, and then we'll get on with the next thing. I've got a few other things I do have to make, too. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, power monitor done. This is another one of those little loopholes that gets really, really, really annoying. The other thing we're going to need to make is we're going to need to make a couple of capacitors. We're going to go ahead and do this the easy way where we've got to do a couple of these. So I need at least 2 of these, which is going to give us a reasonable amount of that. I think we need 16 of these. I need a bunch more gold. Or I hate that this doesn't work. Just hate that this does not work. Give me some coal. We need to make some of this stuff. Go ahead really quickly. And what we're going to do is we're going to utilize the built-in function that is the power monitor from Ender.io to be able to do the work for us. It's one of my favorite ways of trying to automate power, or at least a power production system from a local, from where we're going to there. One thing I've noticed, we don't have wireless redstone. Well, we don't have wireless redstone in a fashion that is easy to use wireless redstone. Let me put it like that. We have the ability from this system right here, the XNet. We can do that through this. However, I don't know what the exact stipulations as far as making things work are on that. And I want to do something as it is anyway, because I want to be able to control that system separately from everything else, because it's also going to control basically what's going to happen is right now we're running that whole area off of this capacitor down here, or we're running it off the base. What I want to happen is I want to be able to turn those on either when this needs it or when that system up there needs it. So we're going to go ahead and build in a little bit more of a silly stuff. So let me see. I need a capacitor times this many. How many did we make? I have 5. I need 16 of them, I believe. 16 of those, and then that can go into one of those. So this to there. I hope I have enough energetic stuff. I do. And 2 capacitor banks, please, so that we have enough. I thought I had it all ready to go. I guess not. Let me see. More electrical steel. Need to go cook some more of that. Do I have any more silicon left? Good. I did. All right. Nice. Gimme. You go in here and here and here, and you grind that up for me, please. I have probably a little bit in here, but we're going to need more than that. Actually, that probably should be enough. Was about what? 5 short? I think. I really need to put some larger capacitors in these things. That's going to be part of the upgrading system of adding in some AE stuff. We are going to be needing a bit of things to make that work, but I'm going to go ahead and let that just cook down what's left of that. There won't be too much left. Okay, I think that's all we needed was 5 more, so we should be good on that. Give me 2 of those. All right, cool. Let's go up here and start figuring out how we want to work this, because we need to be able to control where the power is going into this system, but I also want to be able to, export it from here as well. So I think we will go ahead and do this, and we can input on either side. Come on, grab the right button. Input. Okay. And then I think if I place the power monitor, God, I wish I hadn't put that pipe right there. That's okay. We'll put it right here. Unfortunately, it says it's charging, but it does have to read off of the conduit network. How do I have so many of those? No, you do this. It does have to read off of the conduit network, so that can see the capacitor, and that can also see this. All right, so I want it to emit signal with as least, we'll say 50% and 90 for now, because it won't really matter either way. This one won't overrun, but it's going to emit a redstone signal as we need that to work. So then I gotta go grab all of my redstone conduiting, and I guess I just do this. Can I get it over here without having a problem? Yes. Excellent. All right. So we want to output signal on red, not input. And then we want to whack that one east, output. No. Output red. And nope. No. Hey. Oh, come on. There you go. Output on red. Do not input. And then we need to make sure that this is not set output but input. So I should be able to do that and that. And you should start running. Did we do this right? I want to input on signal that color, and that's fine. That doesn't really matter. Doesn't have to extract or anything like that. So you should be able to run there. It's not full. Did it save my settings? Mid signal when storage less than 50%, storage greater than or equal to 90. All right, well then let's put the plug on it and see what it does. Don't really want to put it right there, but whatever. That's about right for the numbers. It's a little over 50% right now, I guess, isn't it? Although it should run all the way up to here, which is, I don't know what's going on, but we'll see what it does here in just a little bit. That won't take too long to clear out. It's already almost down. Now, see, it should have kicked and it didn't. What are you doing? Oh, you're going to make me read this, aren't you? Not funny. Not funny at all. Let's see. Where can I put this? I need to move that guy up a little bit, don't I? It has to read the conduit network. Has to read the conduit network. I can go like that. I can put a piece of conduiting down. And then we can do this. Where is that? That should have worked. What are you doing? Emit signal when... Oh. Never mind me. Never mind my brain. It's still early in the morning. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Do this. Give me that. Give me this. Input signal. And then you need to... that. This one. No. Nope. 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 Uh-oh. Yeah, I figured you were going to do that to me. Okay, we're maxed out. This thing should be shutting itself off, and I do not know why. Input from this color, output to that color, and I did it again. Dang it, give me... Thank you. Get that out of your inventory. Okay, so you guys should be output, strong. It should actually be off right now. There. Now, we're going to wait and see what it does. Basically, I need to invert it because of the fact it says emit when it's less than, emit signal when storage is less than 50%, stop when storage is greater than or equal to 90. So right now it should be emitting a redstone signal, which means it should be shutting these things off. And I don't understand why I had to invert it to make it work. So I'm going to fiddle here a minute. I think we have a little problem with this setup. So to avoid you guys having to stare at me for 20 minutes, I am going to see what I can do. Alrighty then. I think with all that being said, I have it sorted the way it should at least function the way I need it to do right now. I don't know why I had to move it up one and stick a piece of conduit underneath of it just so that it would work. Sometimes this is a little finicky and sometimes it's not. I love the logic that comes in this block because if you really think about it, it's kind of hard to do with redstone just specifically because it's literally you're literally telling it, I want you to wait until it's 50% full and then start and then run all the way up until it gets to a specific number here and then stop and then not run again until it gets back down to here. So it's flip-flops and things and stuffs like that and all those kinds of things that are a royal pain in the butt to craft when you have it all set up in one block. So what that should do now is that should be able to maintain this area, well, this whole system here, basically by inputting power from this generation system or this storage system down there. Now that'll also allow me to kind of keep a decent buffer up here so that if I do decide, if and when I do decide I want to, hello, are you going to work now? See, you're running, good deal. All right. I turned on some draw finally so we can actually do a few things around here. We got the pump jack running at max capacity and I have that guy down there running at max capacity at this point too. And I think that's another thing we might try to do. The biggest problem I've got right now is running wireless redstone through some of these systems. I don't really have access to any of the good stuff that I want. I think the only real wireless redstone that we have is XNet, which is going to be using wireless connections like this and then connecting two networks together using this and then using a redstone proxy or using the integrated dynamics thing, which is these omnidirectional connectors, which are part of they're part of the recipe for the flux connector thingies in this pack. So this supposedly will let you connect to other omnidirectional connectors anywhere, including in other different dimensions, which again means I'd be building a redstone network up here and a redstone network down there. So since we're already using the XNet, I may eventually play around with that as we go. But at least I have two diesel generators up and running that make, a grand total of, what is it, 8,100 and some odd thousand RF a tick, whatever it is, a tick to be able to do what we need to do. And this little process system here at this point should be able to keep both of these running full tilt nonstop for a while. Now, I may end up running into a point where we're going to run out of the wheat seeds, I believe, since we're not producing a massive amount of them compared to the potatoes. Every harvest, I think you get 3 potatoes, and on every harvest you get a wheat seed and like 1 piece of wheat or 2 pieces of wheat, whatever here. When we start processing this stuff through a sag mill and use a reasonably decent what is it, grinding ball kind of thing, the process will get a little bit better. So we're going to have to start working on doing some more automations around that. But for now, that means I can happily run this and not worry about running out of power, and I can happily run that thing over there and not worry about running out of power. And at that point, excuse me, there goes my voice, we can go ahead and start working on the other parts of the scanner mod. If I could just learn to spell, which this is again going to require some parts here, and this is going to require some parts here. That's the scanner. This one, biome scanner, terrain things. This should be reasonably easy to do. This will just it's just basic building stuff of things like that. We needed end steel. We can make end steel now. We can do all kinds of things. The scanner queue especially is a massive thing. Again, it has the only big problem really is it starts to use power up quite a bit as it wanders through. But for now, we'll mess with those later on. But for now, we will be messing with those later on. I think next episode, I was talking about doing the AE system today. I believe next episode, we're going to start with a crafting stack, crafting room above this area, and the AE is going to start growing to the point where we can actually start using it to auto craft a lot of parts. Because some of this stuff, is a lot deep into silly little recipes like this one. So just a flex core is an omnidirectional connector, which is a monodirectional connector, which is a logic gate, which is a variable input card, which is a sticky piston, which is a variable card, which is all these kind of things backwards, which is a logic thingy, which is this, which is all of this stuff just to get to those points, to get to those points, to get to those points. That's why I haven't built a flux controller yet. That's why we don't have any of the other, gigantic Herculean storage thingies over here either. So with that being said, it is time to start playing around. It's time to end this one for now. I will see you guys in the next one. I'm probably going to do some base off-camera work. We need to get a couple of things sped up and making a couple of things work faster now that we have a reasonable amount of power. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.